All right, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Wap Rum. You're back with another lesson, Lord. Willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Waha, Barakwadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord. You see on the highways and byways prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Also in the correct doctrine. I'm going to send a shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai by their faith. They call it an economic doomsday. This is what the Secretary of Finance, Bessent, I want to say his name is, has called it, because they're pretty much putting economic pressure on Iran and the other nations that support and are allies with Iran. So let's get into these videos, hit a couple scriptures, and Lord willing to be edifying.
The clock just started ticking. The new sectoral sanctions determinations issued today target 5 of Iran's most vital lifelines that it exploits in other countries: digital assets, technology, gold, aviation, and shipping. These measures broaden secondary sanctions risk for anyone foolish enough to continue conducting business with this regime, and will accelerate the speed with which we pursue them. As I speak, Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control is also sanctioning over 60 entities, individuals, and vessels around the world that enable the Iranian regime to procure illicit nuclear and missile technology, conduct cyber operations, and generate oil revenue. This is a sustained campaign to collapse every last option for Iran. Let there be no ambiguity as to the position of the United States. An economic engagement of any kind with this murderous regime will expose those responsible to the full reach of American power.
And see, this is a move that they're trying to make against China and Russia, which China has already came out and rejected the sanctions that America is trying to put on Iran. And basically what they're trying to do is not allow anyone to use the American dollar to support or back Iran. Because the sanctions, they basically is the American system that they're using for the dollar. So if they put sanctions on your country, you're basically not able to use the American dollar to purchase goods around the world, because everything is purchased by American dollars. And this is what all the nations are tired of, man, because they've used these sanctions as economic warfare on other nations that depend on the dollar to purchase goods. And this is why this right here is like he's saying, is a financial war, man. Economic war. Now this is I think his name is Steve Nash. He's going to pretty much go back into it. Let me play this.
Today, at President Trump's direction, the United States Treasury has begun Operation Economic Outcast, an unprecedented campaign against the Islamic Republic of Iran and its enablers.
Iran will regard any country's participation in or support for America's economic war against the Iranian people as an act of war.
The United States or Iran. Today is August 24th, 2026, and we're hearing that the United States today, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent made an announcement that there will be economic D-Day starting today, and that all nations are to cut ties with Iran. And Iran is saying you've got 48 hours to decide, and if you cut ties with us, there will be military responses. This is your attack warning. Take a look at the latest headlines with me. Breaking news: U.S. warns other nations to cut Iranian ties in the announcement of the new sanctions. Take a look here. Bessent unveils sanctions designed to cripple Iran. U.S. sanctions Chinese entities, issuing a global warning of economic D-Day against Iran. Now, Iran vows to retaliate against any country that cooperates with the fresh U.S. sanctions. The Iranian parliament speaker says, "We are hungry, we cannot survive," as we're hearing that some of the hardliners may be giving in to the pressure. Take a look. Ghalibaf's hunger warning sparks hardline backlash over showing weakness, they are saying. Now, he comes back and says, Iranian parliament speaker hits back at Trump's fake news saying, I was not showing weakness. But you're going to be seeing here what it was that Trump had to say. Economic D-Day sanctions against Iran will be the single greatest financial offensive ever. Besson says, we're hearing nothing in history has ever been like we are about to see unfold with an economic attack against this nation. Iran vows there will be devastating responses as the U.S. threatens a crushing sanction designed to collapse the Iranian regime. And you can see here coming out today, August 24th, 2026, this morning, Donald Trump says Iran is completely collapsing. President Donald J. Trump. And we're going to get to all the details. I'm going to be playing for you the actual announcement that came out today from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. As we're hearing, they are going to crush Iran economically. And we're hearing that the Iranian regime right now is under collapse, under pressure. They're turning on each other. We actually saw Ghalibaf come out and say we could win militarily, but if we are hungry and we can't feed people, we will still lose. Other leaders jumped on him, attacking him for what they said was a sign of weakness. And he came back and he kind of walked back that statement and accused Donald Trump of lies. And he said, make America hungry again, saying that we are the ones starving here in the United States. Man, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, in addition to that, as I mentioned, I'm going to be playing for you the actual announcements.
So you see that the Iranians want to stand firm and not get weak, because there's going to be a famine everywhere. It ain't going to be just in Iran. It's going to be in America, everywhere. Anywhere you could think of, it's going to be a worldwide famine. Now, the U.S. sanctions are not really going to do any damage to them because they've been sanctioned over, 50 years, I want to say, 47 years, something like that, if I'm not mistaken, but you can look it up. But they've been having sanctions against them for many years. Now they're saying that they're going to attack any nation that agrees with America that puts sanctions on them. So you're seeing that this is beginning to be a World War III environment, man. You're seeing that every nation is going to pick a side. You're either going to be with Iran in the BRICS nations, or you're going to be with America in NATO nations. This is what it's basically panning down to, man. Boiling down to. I said panning down, but boiling down to. And check this out.
All right, y'all, major news here as Scott Bessent just announced his economic D-Day against Iran, in which any country that works with them will be removed from the US dollar system. And in this announcement, he goes on to state, and I quote, "Why would I want to blow up the global financial system? Well, we believe it's important to level, set, and give people a cure period, and that they should know that we're serious." And now this is major, as he just stated that they're planning on collapsing and resetting the global financial system. He also states that the first sanctions will be announced by the end of the week, and that this campaign won't be ending until Iran is completely isolated. When I talked about economic collapse before, this wasn't what I was picturing, but this is it. Like, we were headed for economic collapse either way, with the AI bubble, housing market collapse, consumer crash, whole house of cards we had building up. But now this is Bessent literally taking a sledgehammer to that. I mean, it's really hard to see this as anything other than, like, if we're going down, we're taking everybody down with us. Now, essentially, what he's trying to do with this move is force the world to choose between energy and our collapsing financial system. It's basically cheap energy and trade versus our end stage economy that everyone's still tied to. So I'm not going to say it's like an easy decision because everyone is still tied to our US dollar system. But it's definitely not a surefire win for us that he seems to think it is. Like, off the bat, China and Russia are going to go with Iran. Between Ukraine, Taiwan, all the sanctions, I mean, they're going with Iran. And that immediately makes their side way more financially credible and stable. But then also at the same time, the whole world already knows at this point that our economy is going to collapse because of the AI bubble. And coincidentally, who is the one who actually wins the AI economy? Well, it's China. They're able to actually power their AI as well as sell it for cheap. So when it comes down to it, it does actually end up being quite an easy choice if you can think of the long term. On their side, it's cheap energy, cheap AI, as well as the global manufacturing power. And then on our side, it's a collapsing financial system that everyone just happens to be tied to, which means, short-term pain as you have to, remove yourself from it. Overall, it is a pretty easy choice. And honestly, the result of this move is not going to be the isolation of Iran. It's actually going to be the isolation of the United States.
And this is the isolation of Babylon the Great. You had two nations that every nation on earth wants to fight against, and you should know who that is by now. But the point is, it's the cover up is for the financial system in here in Babylon the Great. They're going to close the curtains on the dollar system. It's not holding any more power, and this is right here is just a cover up for the new system to be brought in. And this is going to be the beast system, which is going to be all digital currency, all digital, the digital platform, however you want to look at it. They're going to switch to the mark of the beast, which you're going to have to be microchipped to be able to function in this society. And if you take that chip, you're going to be destroyed before the angels and before Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. This is how they pretty much bringing it in like it's a worldwide thing against Iran. It's a perfect cover up to stage the collapse or the popping of the bubble of the US dollar. Now let's continue on these videos, man.
Trump has been embarrassed and the U.S. military has given up. Instead of war, the U.S. will be placing sanctions on Iran. But Trump today is saying that Iran is completely collapsing, when in reality he's giving up because the military couldn't do the job. But the Iranian foreign minister making it clear, 14 years ago, the most crippling sanctions in history failed. 8 years ago, maximum pressure failed. 5 months ago, unconditional surrender failed. Today, the most crushing economic operation ever, which will fail. In the middle of Trump's blunders, it turns out that China is the one that's really winning. China is the largest buyer of Iranian oil. Trump says if you do business with Iran, we will sanction you. And the Chinese today are saying, go ahead and try. China, Russia, Iran, and others continue to trade with each other, which makes American sanctions less powerful because countries are just ignoring them. Instead of isolating Iran, Trump is now isolating America. Comment your thoughts, make sure to follow for the newest update.
And he is isolating America because this is basically what is happening to his allies, man, which Canada is one of his main allies. I'm going to play this first, then I'll play the one with China rejecting. But all the nations that America used to be great allies with, they're coming against Babylon the Great, man. And I always said this, that DJT was the Trojan horse that will bring Babylon the Great down, man. As the apostle said it before I did, but I always said it was the Trojan horse. But they knew that he was Nero through the Spirit. But you're seeing that this is coming to pass, man, right before our eyes, man. You can't make this up, man. This is something that the Lord has to open you up to understand that this is it. It ain't 10 years from now, 20 years from now, because you had other Israelite groups and leaders say that Babylon is not going down no time soon. 10, 20, 30 years from now. We seeing it happen right now, man. And the major players are in position. Now check this out, man.
Is off the shelves. Also, starting today, all U.S.-based companies will be banned from taking part in government procurement. Every year, the province and its agencies spend about $30 billion on procurement, alongside our more than $200 billion plan to build infrastructure. U.S.-based businesses will now lose out on tens of billions of dollars in revenues. They only have President Trump to blame. I'm also urging all 444 municipalities to do the same, and I'm thrilled to see some are already stepping up. For example, Mayor Patrick Brown in the city of Brampton and many other cities. As part of this government-wide procurement ban, we're going one step further. We're ripping up Ontario's contract with Starlink. It's done, it's gone. We won't award contracts to people who enable and encourage economic attacks on our province and our country, alongside federal tariffs and the measures my fellow premiers are bringing forward. This Team Canada's opening response.
So you're seeing that the allies are turning against them, man. That's Revelation 17. But you're seeing that this is it. This is the day that we've been speaking of for many years now, man. And you got to say, Barak Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, that we at those days, man. We're seeing that this place is being alienated and about to be brought down, man. This is the beginning of the destruction of Babylon the Great. It says China rejects Trump's new sanctions on Iran. And again, China's foreign minister spokesman China has made clear on many occasions that it opposes sanctions against Iran as there is no basis in international law or UN Security Council authority. So they are not turning against them because there's no reason for them to go to war with them anyway. This is something that was done by the elites, man. They made DJT go in there and pretty much set him up for failure. Now check this out.
Good afternoon. Question from 法新社。美国财长贝森特周一宣布了一些计划，是针对伊朗的经济制裁，其中包括威胁采取刺激制裁，以及对于那些不参与这一行动的国家可能采取的反制措施。请问中方对此有何评论？China has made clear on many occasions its firm opposition to illicit unilateral sanctions that have no basis in international law or the authorization of UN Security Council. Economic wars and maximum pressure are not the solution. On the contrary, they will only lead to escalation and risk spillover, which will disrupt the global economic and financial order and harm the legitimate interests of other countries. The pressing task is to facilitate de-escalation of the situation and return to dialogue and negotiation as soon as possible.
So they're not flinching. They don't care what DJT says. And not only that, though, China's leader is supposed to come to America in the next month, I want to say. But as all these smoke and mirrors are put before you, you don't have that much gas left either, man. They're saying it's like 41 days of gas left. Let's play this.
Yeah, Ron.
Salak.
Here's Joe from Georgia, folks. This is big, huge news, and it's going to affect all of you. As of today, the United States Strategic Petroleum Reserve is at a 50-year low. The United States of America right now has a 41-day supply of crude oil left, folks. 41 days, the lowest in over 50 years. So get ready. Anyone who's complaining about gas prices, get ready to blow your top, because what you're seeing now, you haven't seen anything yet. And remember, it was this administration and the MAGA folks who complained about Joe Biden and gas prices. Well, folks, that record is going to be broken, just like right now with the beef market. But for us to be in such a position, fighting a war in Iran, not being able to get oil moved around the world, and for us to have the lowest level of strategic oil reserves that we've had in over 50 years, it's time to wake up. And this November, folks, you need to make sure that this administration has to pay the price. So, folks, we've got to put some people who know what they're doing in office who can help us get through this. Because, folks, we're seeing a crisis in fuel, food, housing. It's the perfect storm, folks, and it's not going to turn out well. So make sure this November you get behind people who are willing to work together to figure all this out. Because, folks, our country is in a mess right now.
And you can't vote your way out of this. This is the hand of the Lord, man. And this goes to show you that you can't vote out of it, and this is gonna happen, man. Now, like you said, you got crisis in the housing, food, and soon to be oil. So you're gonna see hyperinflation, man. You're gonna see prices of gas skyrocket, food skyrocket, and housing. It's already a skyrocket, man. If you're into looking at the financial, not financial, but the housing markets, you're seeing a lot of people, man, moving. In my local town, I've been seeing a lot of people from out of town moving to Tennessee, man, California, and all these different places because prices in the housing market is pretty much on crash, man. But they're not making it obvious yet, man, because they want to prop everything up to bring it all down at once. Now, this right here, this Yang, he pretty much makes predictions on world events or world, pretty much world events. But he makes makes a good point in this lesson. I mean, this video right here is about the market crash and the Ponzi scheme that's Babylon the Great is set up. Because now that Japan's pretty much their economy has crashed, they're buying back their own bonds, man, which it makes absolutely no sense because they're so far in debt. But let me let this video play. Let me let this video play.
Big debt bubble is about to burst, which means, okay, and this is really important, they're about to engineer a financial crisis in America, right? They're about to pop the bubble, in which case people's attention turn away from the war in Iran and towards economic collapse around the world. And so that's what we'll be talking about in a year's time. How in a year's time you have massive unemployment, you have stock market collapse around the world, you'll have companies going bankrupt. It'll be very expensive to fly. There'll be energy lockdowns all around the world, and that I think will be the big story of 2027.
And that's what's coming, man. Now he telling you right now, you know, this video playing that this place is doomed, man. It's going to be worldwide. There's no way to outrun it. You're not going to be. I won't move to Venezuela or any other country. Every country is going to feel the economic crash of Babylon the Great, man. Because I just explained earlier about the sanctions. The world market is set up to use the American dollar around the world. Now that it's coming to an end, everyone that depends on the American dollar is not going to be able to use it, man. This place is truly finished, and this goes into the kingdom of heaven. After Babylon goes down, the Lord returns, and the Lord will have the kingdom of heaven set up on earth. And this, man, that's what we're patiently waiting on, man. And this is beautiful that the Lord is showing you. This man is the Edomites, man. There's no shadow of a doubt. The so-called white man is the biblical Edomites according to the Bible, man. This is Obadiah 1. In verse 1, it says, the vision of Obadiah, thus say Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise and let us rise up against her in battle. And see, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has us prophesying against Babylon the Great, man. In this day and time, man, it shows you that we are truly the men of the Lord, man. We are truly blessed by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to bring out this truth for our people to understand and see. This is it, man. What we've been bringing out through the Spirit of the Lord is the truth, 100% truth. Verse 2, it says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And this is Esau. He is greatly despised, man. All the nations want to come against him, man. Let me get this in the NLT. One again, it says, this is the vision that the sovereign Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai revealed to Obadiah concerning the land of Edom. And we're in the land of Edom now, man. It tells you in Isaiah, was it 34? This is Basra. Basra is a capital of Edom. And we're in that modern day. And it's the places, the ancient places is the people before it's a place. So just like we are Israel, we are a people before the land. And it's like Edom. He is a people before his land. And we're in Edom again, the land of Edom. This is Obadiah concerning the land of Edom. We have heard a message from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that an ambassador was sent to the nations saying, get ready, everyone. Let's assemble our armies and attack Edom. And this is what the nations are going to do, man. They're going to destroy Babylon the Great, which is the land of Edom. It says, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai says, to Edom, I will cut you down to size among the nations. And see, Esau's been pumped up so high, he's able to go and destroy all these nations and bring them under him. The Lord is going to cut him off now. He's been a golden cup. Jeremiah said was it Jeremiah, I want to say 49 or 20? No, I think it's 12, if I'm not mistaken. But he said he was a golden cup. Now that time is coming to an end, man. Verse 2 again, it says, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai says to Edom, I will cut you down to size among the nations. You will be greatly despised, man. He is greatly despised, man. Let me get that word, despised. This is H 959. And it's, you want to get into Hebrew.
Strong's H 959. Bazaar.
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 Despise, to despise, hold in contempt, disdain. See, hate it. He says to this. It says to despise, regard it with contempt, to be despised, to be despicable, Despicable. Let me get this word right quick.
Despicable.
Despicable. Salaki, I knew that. Despicable. To be vile, worthless, to cause despise, disdain, a vile person. Let's look this word up right here real quick in the Google. Deserving hatred and contempt. See, he is greatly despised, he's greatly hated, man. And his own people hates him. They hate. It's where the inward fighting. The Egyptians against the Egyptians. He hates his own self, man. And that's why they come against you, Jakes, like they do, because they show their hatred towards you, but they really hate themselves, man, because they can't be you. This is Job 34, and this goes to show you the Lord is against him. He's always been against him. This is Job 34. Let's start at verse 20. And it says, I'm gonna get it in the King. I'm gonna get it in the NLT. It says, in a moment they die. In the middle of the night they pass away. It says, they pass away. The mighty are removed without human hand, and that's what's going to happen to him. He's going to be removed without hand, man, with those thermonuclear missiles. It says, for power watches how people live. He sees everything they do, and that's plain, man. He see the wickedness that Esau is doing in the earth, man. He says, no darkness is thick enough to hide the wicked from his eyes, man. So you can't cover up, Esau trying to hide in the cliffs of the rocks. It's still not covering the eyes of the Lord, man. The Lord is seeing exactly what he's doing, man. Verse 23, it says, we don't set the time when we will come before power in judgment. He brings the mighty to ruin without asking anyone, and he sets up others in their place. And that's what's going to happen, man. The Lord has said strategically bringing down Esau to bring in Jake as rulers of the earth, man. Through Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It says he strikes them down because they are wicked, doing it openly for all to see. See, he's going to destroy Esau for all to see, man. That's why we're gonna get it in Revelation 18. He's gonna hiss at all the plagues that's coming upon him. It says, verse 27. It says, for they turn away from following him. They have no respect for any of his ways. They cause the poor to cry out, catching power's attention. He hears the cries of the needy. See, he hears the cries of the needy. And that's what the Lord is doing. He hears the cries of the hopeful elect, man. And that's why we continue to bring at this information, this truth, for our people to understand you are the children of Israel, man. You are the children of the Bible. The Lord hears your cries and your prayers. And that's the reason why we continue to, advocate for our people to repent. Because you're the only nation on earth that can repent before the Lord, man. No other nation can repent. And the Lord may have mercy on you, man. That's the point. Because what's coming, man, you're not going to be able to go through it with, it's not like a storm that's going to be, it's going to rain for a little while. The thunder and lightning is going to stop. When this judgment comes, it's going to continue to the judgment, to your demise or your salvation. It's basically one or the other. This is Psalms 10 and verse 1. It says, why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushua? Why hidest thou thyself in time of trouble? The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in their devices that they have imagined. And see, they imagine to destroy Jake, man. That's why you got these data centers in all the Jake neighborhoods, man. And not only that, though, now you got power outages in every state now. Power outages, man. This is to destroy Jake, man. This is where Esau's coming against you, man. Because they know you don't have no generators. They know you don't have any access to food, water. They control it all. It says, for the wicked boast of their heart's desire, blesseth the covetous whom Yahweh Bashem Yahushua bore. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after power. Power is not in all his thoughts. And see, they don't think about the Lord, man. That's not in their thoughts, man. They're not thinking, well, I'm gonna do right in the eyes of the Lord. They don't think that way, man. They have a totally different spirit against the righteous, man. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. And that's why you see right now, they're puffing up at all the enemies now, man. They're puffing up at the Chinese, the Iranians, shit, Turkey. They puff at all, even their own allies, man. And this goes to show you that the Lord is setting them up to be destroyed, man. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be removed. I shall not be moved, Slakia. It says, for I shall never be in adversity. And this is what he's thinking, that he's never going to be in trouble. He's never going to be able to, no one is ever going to be able to take him down. NLT, it says, they think nothing bad will ever happen to us. We will be free of trouble forever. And that's how their mind is, man. For him to say, well, we're going to economic sanctions on all these nations, anyone that backs them, we're going to be against them. See, Allah Shem Yahushua is setting them up for a beige of fall, man. And that's why we telling you through the Spirit to wake up, man. Time is running short, man. Time is running out for you to come into the faith. This is Psalms 141 in verse 9. It says, keep me from the snares which they have laid for me. And see, they're also, like I said before, they're laying a snare for people to take the MOTB, the mark of the beast. Because all this power outages, people ain't able to take showers, wash their face, brush their teeth. And you're going to go to them to receive that mark, to receive the goods back, man, that you already had, man. The goods of going and getting a hot shower and eating a hot meal. This is what Esau is doing, man. And it's all being done strategically. But he's making it seem like it's just done on the world stage, but it's being done locally, man, in your area. All these power outages, Memphis and Arkansas, Gary, Indiana. Now you have Long Beach, California. You had Savannah. This morning, Savannah had 1,000 people without power. You got Dublin, Georgia. All these places are being put, power is being put out or taken away, however you want to look at it. So this goes to show you they're setting up a trap to bring Jake into taking his MOTB, man, his mark. It says, keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, withal that I will all escape. Whilst that I withal escape. And see, the Lord is going to make a way for the elect to escape the judgments of the Lord, man. To get you out of harm's way when this time comes, man. I mean, this is NLT. It says, keep me from the traps they have set for me, from the snares of those who do wrong. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, but let me escape. And that's what we pray for, man. Let me escape. Now, we know we're going to be in the time of Jacob's trouble. We know that we're going to go through these things, but the Lord is going to make a way, just as he made a way for our ancestors to get out of harm's way, man. From Apostle Paul to Peter, all our ancestors, man. They was able to escape the judgments that was brought upon them by the other nations. This is Daniel 2, and I'm going to get this in an NLT. This is Daniel 2, and drop down to verse 19. It says, that night the secret was revealed to Daniel in a vision. Then Daniel praised the power of heaven. He said, praise the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua power forever and ever. For he has all wisdom and power. And that's what we telling you through the Spirit. Praise the name of the Lord. Not no Most High Christ blessed, not no higher, not no Jesus. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, man. Yahweh being the Father and Yahushua being the Son. Praise the name of the Lord, man. He says, he said, praise the name of power forever and ever. For he has all wisdom and power. See? Daniel did this, man. He revealed it to Daniel. And as he revealed it to us as well, man. He controls the courses of world events. And that's what we're telling you through the Spirit. That's why I wanted to get in NLT. When I read this, I said, man, they making it plain as possible, man. Because I can read it right here. Right here in 21. We always read it in the King James. 2 and 21, it says, he changed the times and seasons. He removed kings and set up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. And see, you can read it for somebody, and they won't get the part that these times and seasons are events that's happening. And they made it plain in NLT. That's why I got it in NLT, man. It says he controls the course of world events. And this is a world event, man. The dollar crashing, World War III, the MOTB, the mark of the beast. These are world events we're speaking about, man. What the Lord is speaking about through Daniel. He controls the course of world events. He removes kings and sets up other kings. And that's what's happening as well, man. The kings of this earth are being taken down, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is establishing his kingdom now before your eyes, man. Because we are pieces of that building, man, that temple. I call him back. It says, he gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge. Let me go back up. That's it. That's it. He said, he gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the scholars. He revealeth deep and mysterious things, Salakia, and knows what lies hidden in darkness. Though he is surrounded by light, I thank and praise you, power of my ancestors. For you have given me wisdom and strength. You have told me what we asked of you. It says, you have told me what we asked of you and revealed to us what the king demanded. And that's plain, man. We've been given the wisdom, knowledge, understanding at the end of the world to be saved, man, to be able to receive salvation, man, to escape the judgments of the Lord, man. And you got to say the water, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because everyone is not going to make it, man. Everybody can't go. Everyone is not going to make it, man. And the Lord blessed us to get it now, man. While everyone else is in darkness, man. Let's hit this real quick. This is Revelation 18 and verse 1. It says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having a great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of slacking. As some coming up, he says, and hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. It says, for all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And they have the dollar system, man. This goes to show you that this is speaking about America, man. Nations have got rich through the dollar system, through the delicacies of her riches, man. The earth waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, man. NLT, it says, for all the nations have fallen because of her wine. And all the nations are about to fall because of that dollar system, man. It says, wine of her passionate immorality. The kings of the world have committed adultery with her because of her desire for extravagant luxury. The merchants of the world have grown rich because they come over here. They sell it very, they make it very cheap, and they come over and sell it very high, man. This is how the nations have got rich. China, India, all the nations, man. It says, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, and be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive none of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and power hath remembered her iniquities. And that's what we wanted our people from, man. You got to come out of this place, man. The Lord is the wickedness has reached the heavens. It says, reward her as even as she have rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled to her double, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. And it's speaking of Babylon the Great, how much she have glorified and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And that's what she's thinking, man. Babylon the Great. DJT is main example of don't think anything's ever going to happen in this place, man. He can puff up at everybody. He can sanction everybody, and nobody's ever going to come against her. Verse 80 says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is Yahweh Shem Yahushua who judgeth her. And that's plain, man. It's all wrapped up in one sentence, one line in the scriptures, man. Her plagues are going to come in one day. As you see it, it's going to be one day. It's going to be a death, mourning, and famine in that order. And we warn you through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to repent to the Lord, man, because this day is here, man. And the Lord is going to burn her soon after that, man. NLT, it says, therefore, these plagues will overtake her in a single day. It's going to happen one day, man. 1 hour, this place is going to be utterly wasted, destroyed. Death and mourning and famine. And that we in that time right now, man. Death, mourning, and famine. She will be completely consumed by fire, for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, who judges her, is mighty. And the Lord is about to judge Babylon the Great, man. It's in the Babylon the Great, man. You're seeing this place being taken, man. And you should, I mean, you just go online, man. You can see all the judgments that's being brought on this place, the plagues being sent on this place, man. So I'm in it there, Lord, was edifying. Shalom. Shalom.